Shalom, shalom to the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rokah Kudash. Double honor to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to the brothers that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua have mercy upon you. These devils over here in, that's what it is, UK. I think it's UK. Yeah, UK. And the name of this video here is Grifters in Poor Nations. Government faces demands to pay billions in slave trade reparations. So in other words, they finna toy around with these those nations, Caribbean. Should I say Caribbean? They finna play around with the Caribbean countries, which is in other words, American blacks, the Western Indies and Haitians. We are all what? We are all from out of the tribes of out of the southern tribe, which is the southern tribes of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, right? So the Caribbeans, in other words, this is what they are disgusting, right? They're discussing this here. So they're playing with them in the same manner that they have played over here with these so-called African Americans over here in America. So hear him out, man. Hear the proudness of these devils, man. Hear him out.
With Connor Tomlinson. He's a commentator and host of the Lotus Eaters podcast. Good morning to you, Connor.
Good morning, CJ.
This very well indeed. I mean, this story is extraordinary, but also ordinary, because my God, we've had so many calls over recent years from, let's face it, the grifters in developing nations and poorer nations who frankly think, yeah, Britain's rich, other countries in Europe are rich, let's get a bit of money out of them. That's what this is. This is a grift. But basically calls for Barbados leading other Caribbean nations to basically get Britain to pay billions, and I mean tens and tens and tens of billions of pounds in compensation for our role in the slave trade. This is being led by the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley. She's leading demands from the West Indian nations. She met King Charles earlier this month ahead of the CHOGO meeting. This is the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting that's happening next Monday in Samoa, and putting pressure on, basically saying, look, we're descendants of slaves. Britain, the West India Company, you were making all this money out of slavery. You owe us. What do you make of those claims?
Well, first of all, it's never going to get paid the amount that they're asking, because the 15 countries that are going cap in hand to us for purely sincere reasons, I wager, are saying it's between 206 billion and 19 trillion. Now, that's about...
Sorry, I almost spilled my tea everywhere there.
Yeah, that's about 5 times the UK's GDP, and our GDP is exactly growing at a great rate at the moment.
And we've got so much money to splash the cash around anyway. That's not an issue.
Yeah, it'd just be fantastic if we did, wouldn't it? All the potholes would be fixed. The other interesting fact is the claim that we made so much money from racism and colonialism. In the 60 years that it took the British Empire to wage the single most expensive foreign aid venture in history, which was quashing the transatlantic slave trade and large parts of the African and Arab slave trade, not all of it, because it's still going on in those countries, we spent as much to do that.
You say that that's still going on in those countries. So that's one for you so-called African Americans over here that thinking you Africans and thinking you thinking you a skin folk, think all skin folk is kin folks, crying for that them Arab nations over there that getting bombed by Benjamin Netanyahu. You all are crying for that. He said that it's still going on over there. They still enslaving people, right? That's just like when our women go over there. Eve always taking trips over there to be what? To be a porta potty. For who? For those Arab nations, them rich Arab men. They forever treating us and our women like what? Like damn animals, man. Less than animals. They treat their animals better than what? Than they treat us. Why do they do this to him? Because they know that we what? We are the children of Israel. We are the true children of Israel.
as we made in profits for the entire slave trade. It actually cost, David Eltless tried to calculate this, and he said that it cost about £250,000 every year for the British taxpayer, about 1.3 to 1.7 billion total for half a century to do this. And so the idea that we haven't paid our penance, or that we bear the burden of unique, anachronistic historical guilt for empire, slavery, and colonialism is laughable. You're right, it's just a grift.
But that's the thing. I mean, we were the ones who ended slavery, transatlantic slave trade. Again, you said at great cost, and also costed lives. I mean, many thousands of British naval lives were lost as a result of this. But it's the fact that every empire throughout history has had slaves. These
devils ain't ended nothing. They just was the last of the get their hands on what? On the southern tribe of the children of Israel, man. You know, those are what the is Spaniards. Spaniards started it, right? Those Spaniards by way of Spain, they started it. And then what? And then all the rest of the nations of, you got America, you got UK, Canada, they all had their hand in what? In our captivity. None of them is what is innocent in enslaving us and treating us like what? Like animals.
Was completely the norm across Africa, across the Arab world. Every single empire has done this. We are unique in being the only empire that stopped it, that ended it at our own personal cost. But there's so much anger still that it was slave owners who were compensated. They were given money, which we spent, years, hundreds of years paying off, didn't we? I think it was only paid off, at the beginning of this century, extraordinarily, those debts. But that...
Wait a minute. Let me catch that again. I didn't catch that. Paying off what debt?
Personal cost. But there's so much anger still that it was slave owners who were compensated. They were given money, which we spent, years, hundreds of years paying off.
Slave owners. Slave owners. Not slaves. Slave owners. These devils are so proud in their what? And what they have done to us, man. They are so proud, man. They are very proud. And they don't... And they always are trying to, they laughing and giggling and grinning. But that's what? The Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shemi Havashai, He's the one that's gonna repay our vengeance back by the hands of who? By the hand of Israel. And we're gonna what? We're gonna put you in captivity. So let's hear a little more before I hit me a couple precepts.
Didn't we? I think it was only paid off, at the beginning of this century, extraordinarily, those debts. But that was just how you did it. This is the equivalent of, when they have a knife amnesty and they pay people for the knives. It doesn't feel right at the time, but sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. But the thing I'm most angry about this is this idea that the average tax-paying Briton right now has had any benefit from slavery, and that, we're living the life of Riley, and that our ancestors...
See? You hear what they say? Hold up. Let's hear that back again. They say that the people that's here now, they haven't put their hands into. Let's just play it again, so I can repeat it.
What you have to do, but the thing I'm most angry about this is this idea that the average tax-paying Briton right now has had any benefit from slavery, and that, we're living the life of Riley, and that our ancestors were having the best time working 6-day weeks down mills for 12, 14, 16 hours a day, being paid a pittance.
The lies they tell. But guess what? She said the Britons that are paying taxes right now, they didn't have their hands in our captivity. So let's read. Let's go to Isaiah, right? Now let's go to Revelations. Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Did not they lead us into captivity? Yes, they did. Right? And he that killeth with the sword, did not they kill with the what? The sword. What today is the what? The modern day gun is the gun today, which is the sword. The modern day sword today is the gun, should I say, right? And what? The sword even go to bigger heights concerning what? ICBM missiles and bombs, right? So let's see, Isaiah, that's where I was going. Isaiah 14, because she said her ancestors, she said that the people that tax-paying people, but they're benefiting. Your ancestors, your ancestors, what? Your children, they're benefiting from what? Their ancestors are what? By having us into slavery. They're benefiting from it. Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. So they got to pay for the sins of their forefathers. Devils, man.
Or working as peasant farmers. The idea that we were all benefiting from this is absurd.
But also, we paid the debt off, I believe it was on.
You see the lies, man? They say it's absurd. I got to get a few more precepts. I know I'm jumping around. You got to realize I'm critiquing the video, so, you know, if you can't stand me stopping it or reading precept, then turn it off and go on about your business, because this is what I do. Let's get another precept concerning concerning that, right? Exodus. Let's go to Exodus 21. Yeah, Exodus 21 and 16. Let's go to Exodus 21 and verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, are we still in the hands of what? Of our slave owners? We're still in the hands of our slave owners. We're still in the hands of who? White so-called white people, because nobody's white, just like nobody's black. But we're still in the hands of our enemies, and they're still using us to what? To further their what? Their countries. They're using us to what? To labor in their country. They're paying us lower wages than what? Than they pay a so-called white individual person. Loans and you name it. They are still benefiting from the overall aspects of what? Of us receiving anything, not even coming close to anything being equal to what? To a so-called white person. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. So in time, you all will be what that is, Numbers. You all will, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. It's just a matter of time. Just taking a precept, y'all. Wait a minute. Because our blood and bones are scattered all over America, man. Just like the bones and blood is scattered in what? In their country. So no one is going to get a pass. Your ancestors will not get a pass. The children of your ancestors will not get a pass. Right? Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Now let's hear a little more out, and I'm going to go to I'm trying to get over here to Joel.
Under the Cameron government, but given now as of August, debt and GDP are 100% of one another. It's all coming from the same pot, so it's basically indistinguishable as whether or not we've actually paid it off, because we're still in debt for other payments, as is. As for the idea that other empires, didn't practice slavery like the UK did, the Arab slave trade had far greater numbers. It's still going on now, thanks to some of America's terrible foreign policy ventures in Libya.
The Arab slave trade have greater numbers, and he says it's still going on. And they go a hit for you all so-called black people, that's having want to have sympathy for what for those people over there that Benjamin Netanyahu is putting to death. You shouldn't be concerned with what's going on with those people, because those people are just as wicked and have done more and just as greater number of putting us to death and using us in the manner that they have used it. And they're still doing it. Right? Again, they got our women on that being porta potties, man. Embarrassing them and got them eating, you know what? Squatting on their face and having them eating and swallowing it. I know it's gross. This is Joel 3:3. And they have cast lots for my people. That word lots, cast lots, meaning what? They have sold them. Cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Ye, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre? Those Africans, the African nations, right? And Zidon, for those were the sons of Canaan, and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine, them Arabs, man, what he just spoke on. They was catching us and selling us, man. Will ye render me a recompense? Meaning what? Payback. Recompense for payback, right? Because just as they have served, we have served them, they're going to serve us. Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly and pleasant things. Let's hear a little more.
And the Barbary slave trade, which again the English and the Americans at the time fought off, kidnapped 1.25 million Britons and sold them into slavery across Asia and Africa. As well, the transatlantic slave trade wouldn't have happened without the cooperation of various African tribal chieftains who weren't practicing African and black solidarity and brotherhood at the time.
No. And no one ever says that the people who sold the slaves rounded them up into marketplaces and sold them to Western Europe.
Listen, man, we have never been practicing any brotherhood with no damn Africans, right? You know, those Africans, which is Egyptians. They are what? They are the ones that had us in slavery for 430 years. So we're not Africans. For those of you running around here with this Egyptology madness and thinking that what you running around here thinking you're an Egyptian, that's madness, man. If you're a so-called black man, you are not a damn African, man. Africans, they are the what? They are the dark races. The dark races, not the Israelites. And that's a difference. I'm not gonna go into all that.
European slave traders. No one asked those people or those countries for reparations. It's always just, let's face it, white Europeans.
Yeah, and that's because we have the only moral system that is pliable to claims of racism and oppression. Note the fact that the Barbados government is not going to the Chinese, who they've been working with very closely since we gave them the supposed autonomy about 3 years ago now. The Chinese, who are not big fans of racial justice, whether it's erasing John Boyega on movie posters or putting black people in concentration camps, I don't think they're very susceptible to claims of racism, but they know that we are. And one very telling example of this was during 2020, the summer of George Floyd. The United Nations had a panel on institutional racism and slavery and reparations and all this. And the Americans went on there and said, oh, yes, we are evil, we are racist, we are institutionally racist. oh, and by the way, the Chinese are running concentration camps in Xinjiang. And the Chinese ambassador got up and said, I don't think we need to take lessons from America on slavery and racism because they've just admitted they're institutionally racist. The world is laughing at us because they know we are being hoisted by our own standards that they do not share.
Yeah, exactly. And again, no one's seen. Yeah, the Barbados is simply not bothered about the Uyghur people, as you say. But this is the extraordinary thing, though, isn't it? Is that we had Keir Starmer signing away Britain's rights to the Chagos Islands in the middle of the Indian Ocean a couple of weeks ago. No reasonable claim.
Let's read some of these comments down here, man. This madness, and you know the devil gonna lie. Let me see. I ain't ever owned a slave, and they ain't ever picked cotton. Stop begging. Proud devils. We owe them nothing. If we pay the money, does that mean we can send them all back? Imagine, man. We can send them all back. I'll raid my piggy bank for that. Boy, these proud devils, y'all. Woo! He say what? If we pay the money, does that mean we can send them back? How about you all go back to the mountains? Or go back to Georgia, Russia. That's where that's your home. If we pay the money, does that mean we can send them back? I'll raid my piggy bank for that. Let's see what the reply is with this one. Let's see if anybody get them. I wish I'll contribute one-way ticket. Wow. Yes, that is right. You get to send us back. Now be fast about it. I can't wait. That's some dummy. Marcia, that's a woman. Marcia Aileen. Yeah, that's a dummy. She don't know that that the land before they came belonged to what the northern kingdom, the northern tribe of the children of Israel. To how about send somebody back? Those are we have more right here as the southern tribe of the children of Israel. We have more right here over here in this land because this land was occupied by who? By the northern kingdom of the children of Israel. From America all the way up to Canada. And back the other way. So these are the our brothers and sisters out of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So they how about go back? No, you go back. Let's see a little more, please. Why don't they ask Nigerians and Ghana for reparations for their slave trading activities? Nigeria and Ghana. See, hold on, let me hear that. Let me see what they got before I respond to that. There are still millions of slaves all across West Africa. And by slavery, I don't just mean modern slavery practice by the Arab Gulf countries, though he have what? That too. I mean forced labors, sexual exploitation, and human trafficking, where a lot of these slaves are children. Islamic group like Boko Haram, Nigerian kidnap young girls from Christian areas. You know what? Now, you know there are wicked Israelites as well now that have participated in some of those activities in setting out our people, and may even had slaves, but for the overall of us being enslaved, we was enslaved overall. We was enslaved by who? The so-called white people, man. You know, we all have once upon a time have sold, not all of us, but because most of Israel was wicked. But see, don't worry about other countries. Be more concerned about yourselves. Pointing the finger at others, do nothing to help you or erase the evils committed. if you live in a grass house, don't throw stones. Wow. Well, these are proud devils over here, boy. They just like these Americans over here. They proud as hell. Let's see. I am white. They got that flag. I am white and proud of this nation. There we go. History and heritage. We have and advanced the world and invented most of the items. That's a lie. We now take for what? For granted. Now you all have stole the technology that was created by what? By Israelites, and you all put a patent on it. This is why it seems as though you all own and created everything, which is a lie. Granted and could not live without. Let's have a quick look. TV, radio, lie. Computer, lie. Mobile communication, lie. Motor car, lie. Steam locomotive, lie. Jet stream, all these lies. All these things that he's talking about, they created, which is a lie. Let's see something. Let me see the replies right quick, and I'm gonna get the precept, man. I'm gonna close this out because I'm in 28 minutes, 26 minutes now. Let me see. Shave your head and get a Ben Sherman and some kicker boot, automatic, electric, kettle, tick. My granddad helped make the first. Boy, I tell you, boy, these proud devils is boy, I tell you, wow. Let's hear a little more of this here, man, because I want to get most of it. It's 3 minutes left, 6 minutes, and it's about a little 3 minutes left. So let's just hear it on out.
That Mauritius has to those islands, which Britain has had control for many years, and there's major US naval base, which we've used as well. Very important strategically. There's a big concern that this sort of hand-wringing North London, Islington dinner party, oh, woe is me, white guilt that these people all share in the Labour Party, and an awful lot, frankly, of Tories do as well. But it's completely all over the metropolitan classes. We saw it with Black Lives Matter. We see it all over the place. That actually, I don't think we could be sure that Keir Starmer won't give in to some demand for payment. We've already got payments to the Chagossians, a fund set up for those people. What's next? Because this is money that hard-working British people are paying taxes for, to provide. And frankly, there are an awful lot of people here who are in need. And it seems to me that if people in the Caribbean are in need after many, 2 centuries of not having slavery and many decades, in many cases, of being independent states, okay, some head of state was the Queen until, a few years ago, but basically they're independent nation states. If they're not run well and their people aren't doing well, that's on them.
Well, yeah, look at the Japanese after World War II. It's been less than a century. They were desolated by the atom bomb, ravaged by dreadful warmongering ventures by their imperial army, and now they're a prosperous nation. They have their problems, but they're doing a damn sight better than Jamaica is at the moment.
They're not asking for reparations, yeah.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, not from the Koreans and the Chinese. It's quite interesting that you bring up, obviously, the Labour Party being likely to acquiesce to this, because we should remember that a few years ago now, 150 Labour MPs, Keir Starmer included, signed a letter to ground a flight that was going to deport murderers and rapists back to Jamaica. I believe one of those murderers and rapists...
I don't want to hear more of this crap of lies, man. Joel, back to Joel 3 and 4. Ye, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyree? And again, they're what? Tyree is what? Africans. And Zidon, son of Canaan, more Africans. What that is? Luke 21:24. And all the coast of Palestine, Arabs, nations, will ye render me a recompense? Let's go to that's 2 Thessalonians. Right quick. 2 Thessalonians 1 and verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense, meaning payback, tribulation to them that trouble you. So you're gonna get it, devil. They go to Isaiah 45 and 13. I have raised him up in righteousness and I will direct all his ways. He shall build my city, and he shall let go my captives, not for price nor reward, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the labor of Egypt and merchandise of Ethiopia, and well, Egyptians, those are Africans, Ethiopian Africans, and of the Sabians, those of the Arab nations, men of stature shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine. So you're going to be ours. They shall come after thee in chains. They shall come over, and they shall fall down unto thee. They shall make supplication and thee, saying, surely the Most High is in thee, and there is none else. There is no God. So there's no God other than our God, which is what? The true God. Let me see. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, so back down here. Will ye render a recompense, meaning payback? And if ye, this is Joel back in Joel, and if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return. One more. Return your recompense unto your own head. It's another one. Job 21. One second. Job 21 and 21 and 31. Who shall declare his way to his face? And who shall repay him what he has done? Who? The Lord. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. That's who's going to repay him. Ezekiel 25 and 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger, according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, said the Lord God Yahweh. So we're waiting on the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, to what? To return that recompense upon their head, man. Right? Because what? You 2/3, you're gonna what? You're gonna perish over here in Babylon, which is America. Right? With the heathens. You're gonna perish right along with the heathens. Okay, verse 5 of Joel 3 and 5. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, they have taken everything we own. They have taken the other nations own, have it in their possession. True medium exchange is gold and silver, not paper. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah, which is the northern tribe of the children of Israel, and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold into the Grecians. Who are that? That's Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. That ye might what? Might remove them far from their border. Luke, what are they? Luke 21 and 20 through 24. Flee to the mountains, which was what? Africa. When the Romans ransacked Jerusalem. Verse 7. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. So you're going to get it. Son of a man. Exodus 21 and 16. And we still been found in what? In your possession. Hmm? And I will, verse 8 of Joel 3 and 8, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken it. Let's go to verse 19 of Joel 3 and 19. Egypt shall be a desolation. America is spiritual Egypt, right? Spiritually, it's called Egypt because just at we were slaves in Egypt. We was the hell that. In other words, America is Egypt. America is Sodom and Gomorrah. America is every major captivity that we have been in. America is all of those captivity because why? Because the scriptures speak concerning Esau, Edom, which is the so-called white man, would be what? He would be what? He would be ruling when the end. He would be ruling in the end, which is the so-called white man. What that is? Second Esdras, Second Esdras 6 and 7 through 9. Let me finish this out. This is Joel 3 and 19. Egypt, spiritual Egypt, which is America, shall be a desolation. Egypt is not a desolation, right? People still living over there in what? In the land they call Africa today. It's not a desolation. So America is what? It's speaking about America being a desolation. Be a desolation in Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. That's speaking about America. For the violence against the children of Judah. That's the reason. Because they have what? Have shed innocent blood in their land. What that? Revelations 14. Revelation 14:10. 1 second. Revelation 14:10. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. Meaning that's extreme anger, which is going to be what? Righteous anger from what? From the Lord. His indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. That's those ICBM missiles. In the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And that Lamb is who? Yahweh Shai. Verse 20, and I'm going to close it out. This is Joel 3 and 20. And Judah shall dwell forever in Jerusalem from generation to generation. That's future prophecy. So in that normal say, call Allah Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, we'll call HaKudash, Shalom.